everyone. Welcome to Onestop Academy English. Let's practice adjective clauses with relative pronouns where and when. These clauses describe a place or a time. I have a detailed lecture on adjective clauses. I'm going to put the link in the description. But just a quick reminder. What is adjective clause? It's also known as relative clause, and it is a type of dependent clause that functions as an adjective in a sentence. It provides more information about a noun or a pronoun and usually begins with a relative pronoun like who, whom, whose, which, that, where, and when. Adjective clause which starts with where, it is used to describe a place. For example, this is the town where I was born. Where I was born is the adjective clause, and it describes the town and provides additional information about it. Restrictive or identifying adjective clauses are essential to describe the noun. For example, in a sentence, I found the house where we first met. Where we first met is the adjective clause, and the noun in this sentence is house. Where we first met is describing the house. You can see the adjective clause where we first met in red and house in blue. Non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause is not essential to describe the meaning. And we separate the adjective clause by commas from the rest of the sentence. For example, in the sentence, I found the house where we first met quite charming. I found the house quite charming is the main sentence, and where we met is a non-restrictive clause. In this case, the adjective clause provides extra information about the house but isn't necessary to identify the specific house being referred to. It's extra detail that adds context or description to the main sentence without altering its essential meaning. The practice time starts now. I will show you a sentence with restrictive or identifying adjective clause. You will have to find the adjective clause and the noun it's describing, and then you will turn this sentence into a non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause. I will tell you the answers, but first you will have to think about them yourselves. So the first sentence is, this is the park where we used to play as kids. Where we used to play as kids is the adjective clause, and it's describing park. This park, where we used to play as kids, holds many fond memories. Where we used to play as kids is a non-restrictive clause. This park holds many fond memories is the main sentence. And in this sentence, the clause where we used to play as kids offers additional information about the park, but isn't crucial to specifically identify which park is being discussed. It serves to add context or description to the main sentence without altering its essential meaning. Now find the adjective clause and the noun it's referring to in this sentence. He visited the town where his ancestors lived. Also turn it into non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause. And I will show you the answers in a moment. Where his ancestors lived is the adjective clause and it's describing town, which is the noun. He visited the town where his ancestors lived to learn more about his heritage. It's a non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause. Find the adjective clause, the noun it's referring to, and turn it into non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause. And the sentence is, she loves the cafe where they serve the best coffee. Where they serve the best coffee is the adjective clause and it's describing the cafe. She loves the cafe where they serve the best coffee for its cozy ambience. They moved to a neighborhood where the schools are excellent. Where the schools are excellent is adjective clause and it's describing the neighborhood. They moved to a neighborhood where the schools are excellent to provide better education for their children. In this sentence, where the schools are excellent is non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause because it's not essential to the meaning of the sentence. The museum exhibits artifacts from the region where ancient civilizations thrived. Where ancient civilizations thrived is the adjective clause and region is the noun it's referring to. This adjective clause is acting as non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause in this sentence. The museum exhibits artifacts from the region where ancient civilizations thrived to showcase its rich history, because it's not essential to the meaning of the sentence. He discovered the spot where the treasure was buried. Where the treasure was buried is the adjective clause, and the noun it's referring it is the spot. It acts as non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause in this sentence. He discovered the spot where the treasure was buried while exploring the forest. This is the village where my parents were born. Where my parents were born is the adjective clause and it's describing the village. Where my parents were born acts as non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause in this sentence. This village, where my parents were born, has a strong sense of community. The mountain range is where rare species of birds nest. Where rare species of birds nest is adjective clause and it's giving detail about mountain range. It acts as non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause in this sentence. The mountain range, where rare species of birds nest, is a protected area. We finally arrived at the beach where the shipwreck was discovered. Where the shipwreck was discovered is the adjective clause and it's describing the beach. We finally arrived at the beach where the shipwreck was discovered during our coastal exploration. In this sentence, where the shipwreck was discovered is acting as non-restrictive or non-identifying adjective clause. Here you can see all the example sentences we have been practicing. You can look for adjective clauses once again and the nouns they are referring to. You can pause the video here and find the answers. I will show you the answers in a moment. I have colored adjective clauses in red and the nouns they are referring to in blue. So please check your answers. Let's practice adjective clauses which start with when. When is used to describe time. That was the day when everything changed. When everything changed is adjective clause and it describes the time. Here you can see a list of sentences. In each sentence, the clause introduced by when is essential for specifying the particular time being referred to, making it a restrictive adjective clause. He recalls the day when we first met. This is the time when we achieved our goal. They celebrate the anniversary when they got married. That was the moment when everything changed. She cherishes the time when she traveled around Europe. This is the era when technology revolutionized communication. He remembers the year when he graduated from college. That's the period when the company faced financial challenges. She talks about the season when they harvested the crops. They remember the night when the power outage occurred. Now look for the adjective clauses in each sentence and the time it's referring to, and I will show you the answers in a moment. Now match your answers. The adjective clauses are colored red and the nouns they are referring to are colored blue. Here is the list of non-identifying or non-restrictive adjective clauses. Please note that these are not essential to the meaning of sentences. They are only providing the additional detail. He recalls a day when we first met as a significant moment. This is the time when we achieved our goal that we'll always remember. They celebrate the anniversary when they got married with great joy. That was the moment when everything changed that altered their lives. She cherishes the time when she traveled around Europe for its adventures. This is the era when technology revolutionized communication that marked a turning point. He remembers the year when he graduated from college as a milestone. That's the period when the company faced financial challenges that tested their resilience. She talks about the season when they harvested the crops with nostalgia. They remember the night when the power outage occurred as a chaotic experience. I hope this practice was helpful. For more information on adjective clauses, you can watch my previous videos on the topic. I'm going to share the links in description box. And don't forget to leave your feedback in the comment section. See you again with a new lesson. Bye.